Under Andy Reid, the Chiefs have now made the Super Bowl 4 times, already winning twice against the Niners and then last year against his former franchise. Reid has guided them back again this season, becoming just the 4th head coach to reach the Super Bowl at least 5 times, second all-time to Bill Belichick in playoff wins. And he is also the focus of our coaching spotlight, brought to you by Verizon Business, the official private wireless network of the NFL coach-to-coach communications. And Charles, whatever he's saying over those headsets sure seems to be working.
It's working really well, and I think a case could be made that at one point in this season, the Chiefs looked like Muhammad Ali on his stool against Larry Holmes when they had to throw in the towel. Too many fights, gone too far. They looked like a tired team, but he understood it. He understood their frustration when they were losing ball games, how to counteract all of that, and also understanding I've got to call a game differently. My team is different. My defense leads, not my offense. The running game has to be paramount throughout a ball game, not just late in the game after I've thrown it. The man understands coaching, understands his team. That's what I think about Andy Reid.
The great ones adjust.
Yes.
Right? Whether it's players, whether it's coaches, whatever it is, the great ones adjust. And I think when you look at what Andy has done for the last 10, 12 years, they've thrown it all over the park, right? And you said it. They turn to the run game. They trust their defense. It's probably not an easy thing for him to do, right? Like he
goes
to
home
bed
at night like, what?
thinking about dialing up plays to get people open in this. But he understands the talent that is in the building and what is the best way for this football team to win. And he also knows how to motivate guys. In his way, he understands how to motivate players and get the best out of them. I have a ton of respect for Andy Reid and all that he has done.
A ton, because I remember having to go against him for so many years, and you go into that game, especially you get into the red zone, you have no idea what to expect, what trick play is going to come about it. And I look at Andy Reid, and I go back to that Christmas game where it seemed like this was the kind of peak of frustration where Mahomes is screaming at people, Kelsey slamming a helmet. And whenever you would hear Andy Reid talk, there was never any panic. And I had that game in Germany with those guys, and Kelsey said he gave us a little bit of an earful this week. So when you talk about knowing the temperature of your team, knowing exactly what they need, but also loving on guys and making it fun, he seems to be that type of coach, and the guys love playing for him.
So much has been said about, the maturation of Patrick Mahomes, right, and how he's playing within the framework and how this team is different, how they're winning on defense, how Andy Reid is able to dial it back. That's maturity.
Yeah.
That's a coach. He said the great ones adjust, but when you have such a good nucleus around you and you have good people around you, it promotes that. But I remember years ago when I was in the Pro Bowl and I was with Donovan McNabb, and I had a conversation with him, and I remember asking him about his coach, because we were talking about Coach Vermeil and stuff like that, and I'm saying, what kind of guy is Andy Reid? Like, what kind of? He's like, Casey. He's the best. He is the best. He's the person that listens to me the most in this building. And I'm like, really? I'm like, this is your head coach. Usually you don't have that kind of relationship with a person, with a quarterback and head coach, but those guys live and die for him. And that's the one thing that speaks volumes more than anything else. Obviously, the wins count. Obviously, what he's done, 65 years old, and his legacy of coaching is a huge thing. But man, what the players say about you is the loudest voice that I listen to.
And that was obviously before the Eagles traded him on Easter.
Yeah.
McNabb.
That was.
Yeah, okay.
Within division.
Within the division.
Back when we didn't do that.
Right down I-95.
It's a business.
And so we always ask this question as coaches get older, right? Andy Reid's 65. If he does go back-to-back here with the Chiefs, which would also be 3 Super Bowls in 5 years, do you think he says, you know what, I want to go out on top and says farewell? Do you think?
I can't imagine so. I think the winning that has occurred for this Kansas City Chiefs team, the way Patrick Mahomes plays, when you throw up those full screens and you see Andy Reid's next to Landry and Belichick and all of these guys chasing Shula's record, I think he still has so much more football left in him, and it still looks like it's so much fun for him being down there on that sideline, being amongst the guys. So I think it's easy to look at these coaches as they get older and say, hey, why not ride out on the sunset on top, winning back-to-back Super Bowls? First time it's been done in 20 years. But I look at it as a head coach is saying, why can't do it next year? Why can't we go for 3 in a row with the type of guys they have, especially Mahomes and Kelsey, if the whole band's coming back?
The core is there.
15's not retiring. Andy Reid's not retiring. Right? Like he's got the best in the game right now at the quarterback position. I agree with what you said, Jason, about him looking energized, wanting to be out there playing. I think of the frozen icicles on his mustache and the smile that he had on after. That doesn't look like a man that wants to retire to me. That looks like a guy that's really enjoying what he's doing. I also think the challenges of this team, right, and having to be a little bit different is invigorating. And I really think it has been something for him to have to adjust, do it a different way. I think it gives you a little bit of juice, a little bit of life.
Yeah, and Jonathan was up here before, talked about the Arrowhead Invitational, where the AFC Championship game always came there. This team adopted the whole different persona. Oh, we got to go on the road? Oh, you guys are all talking about us going on the road? Okay, fine, we're going to go do it. That's part of what you're talking about. No, he's not retiring, guys. Yes, the chase of records, everyone's got an ego, but he loves what he's doing.
Yeah.
Andy Reid sitting there on a Tuesday night drawing up plays and looks up at the TV watching Maction and finds Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
That's how he found Kareem
On
Hunt.
CBS Sports
He's
Network.
watching him play Maction football on a Tuesday night and said, who's that little guy who keeps breaking off runs, tells the people to get some scouting on him. They get him in the third round, leads the league in rushing. He loves what he's doing. Football is a part of him. He's a part of football. No, he's not going anywhere, especially not as long as the cheeseburgers are still coming in the cafeteria.
The Nuggies?
That's right.
Better guard
Commercial
him.
money,
Better guard him.
I'm with you guys. Look, I think the challenge for all human beings is how many times can we go back to the drawing board and reinvent ourselves? How many times can we evolve and still continue to achieve and be that person and get the feeling we had when we were at the paramount of our life? I mean, I know for me, won a Super Bowl, right? But I was 27 years old when that happened. I'm like, what else do I do with my life? My life is far from over. I'm still trying to reinvent and be that person. I agree with you guys. I think he's having way too much fun right now. I think right now, at 65 years old, he's just found another level. Like, he's just leveled up. He's just, he's coming into his final form. If you watch Dragon Ball Z, like he's still evolving and he's still having fun doing that. So no, I don't see him retiring even if he wins this one.
And one of the all-time great coaches in football was a college football coach named Bobby Bowden. We all remember him. And one of his pet sayings was, when they kept saying, "Are you going to retire, Coach?" He's like, why? Yeah. There are not that many great events left in my life at this point, and I don't want to get to that big one. I enjoy what I'm doing. I don't want to go anywhere. I feel like Andy Reid's in the same place, and while they're winning at the rate that they're winning, no, he's not going anywhere. It's not just too much fun. It's who he is and what he wants to be.
All music to Chiefs fans to go with the operatic tune we had behind us just now as the fountain got volcanic.